All right, we're back. Crypto market portfolio breakdown. Here we go. Today, guys, we're going to break down our positions in the market. We got 3 of them. So let's go over the positions. First one is the Polkadot. And I really like this one because, and we've been waiting for this one. We've been waiting for the right moment to pull the trigger. We took our time. We saw price action was having that hard landing, back, last week. And we also had a beautiful short position going straight to 8.23 at first. And then we continued with a small size position, taking the previous lows. But ever since then, we took the back seat and we just waited, observing the situation. And we noticed the price action was bottoming out right off the lowest line of support, the last line of key level support, 6.8488, right? We can call it 6.85, but the way price action was reacting to that key level support was quite reassuring, right? At first, we noticed how it touched base for the first time. It was a nice touchdown there, pulled back up. And then the second day, the following day, was quite interesting because price action, at least at the beginning of that daily session, was starting to drill through that 685 level. And to be honest, at some point, I thought it was going to have a full-fledged breakdown. But then somewhere along the way, during that day, it started to pull back aggressively. And ended up on the positive note, leaving that, spike, slicing that 6.85. And I thought to myself, that's a solid indication that price action had found a tough support level and it's probably going to turn around right off that level. But we kept waiting for it. A couple more days, and then we saw price action starting to really turn around. I mean, the tipping point became visible, right? And as it did, you can see what we did, right? We pulled the trigger and launched a new bullish campaign. This I would define as the medium-term cycle, right? Because we're now aiming at the upper section of the range, which is the level of 9.7777 and up. Our focus is going to be that 977 key level because it's a solid resistance, and we want to make sure we're going to be able to get that level and get that profit target, right? Now, today I see the Polkadot piggybacking on yesterday's positive momentum. So that's good. Nevertheless, we're not ready yet to increase our position size. All right. We're going to be waiting for the end of the day. And if everything looks well, looks good, going in our direction, ending up positively as it does right now at least, then that's going to give us the confidence to fire off the second trade and potentially even the third trade later down the road. Now, we have 2 targets we're going to be working with. I already mentioned 2.77 as our primary target and final destination, but we also have a secondary target at 8.2312, and that's really right around the corner. So I think it's imperative that we will increase our position size in the next 24 to 48 hours. And once we land at 8.23, we're probably going to take some profit off the table, probably going to get out from the first trade, the one that you see right now in front of you. All right, that's about that for the Polkadot. Last thing I want to mention is stop-loss level at 5.52. Second position we have is the Ethereum. This one, guys, we actually activated 4 days ago, I think that was, after that huge spike started to appear, right? Because the pullback, that huge pullback, right off 33.58, that's the key level here. And there are actually two levels right on top of each other at that level, 33.58. That's a massive support key level that I thought was going to give that, negative momentum a problem, right? I thought it was going to basically block that strong downside move, and it did, right? So when that pullback started to appear, that's where we pulled the trigger the first time, which is it was a little bit off as far as timing goes, because price action for the following couple of days kept kind of sliding downwards. But our stop loss level was solid, right around 3,000, exactly at 3,000 flat. So it wasn't like our stop loss level was jeopardized or anything like that. But we kept our composure and we waited for the Ethereum to turn around, and it did. It started to turn around off of the key level support, and this is a local support. It's not a major support like the 33.58 is, but it is a significant support key level, I would say, 32.82. So right off that level, price started to turn around, and that gives us confidence we need to carry on and to pursue this bullish campaign. Right now, price action is hitting an obstacle, a local resistance, 34.54, and it does have some reaction, obviously. It's kind of pulling back slightly after hitting that area. But I think this is only temporary. I feel like price action is going to have it in it to push through, to power through that level and keep marching forward. Once it starts to pass through 35, 36, that's going to be our cue to double up. Right now we have only one trade, but hopefully we're going to be able to get more aggressive as price action keeps marching forward. So that's going to be super interesting. 36.38.5, that black key level you see here, is a potential secondary target for us, right? So if we're going to have two trades in, by the time we get there, we're going to take some profit off the table once we hit that level. But it's also a testing ground for the Ethereum, because if it can break through 38.5, that's a very good sign for us to rebuild that position, re-increase our position size going towards our primary target and final destination, which is 39.52. Right, 39.52 final destination. Last but not least, our third position in the market right now is the Cardano. Now here we also kind of jumped the gun a little bit and got in prematurely, I would say. And that's because of the false breakout we had here 3 days ago. Right after that big pullback off of 80.47 and 84.60, which, by the way, the 84.60 was our target. I'm sure you remember that. We had a beautiful bearish campaign, and our targets were 93.50, and final destination was 84.60, which I've mentioned. I was here talking about it. So we knocked off both of these targets, right? The 93.50 and the 84.60, and we terminated that bearish campaign very successfully. And again, took the back seat, waited for a couple of days, and then we noticed the pullback. And the following day, where price action was starting to cross over 93.50, as it did, we pulled the trigger. But like I said, probably prematurely, because price action failed on the crossover and got back downwards again. But I strongly felt that it's temporary, and we just need to wait a little bit, a couple of more days, whereas price action is going to be ready to come back up, and this time break through that 93.50, and here we are, right at that point. Price action is putting a lot of pressure right now as we speak on that 93.50 coming from below. Now we need a successful crossover. Once we have a successful crossover coupled with a daily close confirmation above 93.50, That's going to be our cue to double up our position size as we move forward. Big key level resistance of 108.35. All right, guys, that's about that for today. That's about it for our crypto market portfolio breakdown. Hope you enjoyed that video. We're going to be back tomorrow as usual. So till then, be well.